supposed to.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday on this November the 16th, 2025 year of our Lord. I am Roland Man. I am your host, and I am excited. I am excited to come to you tonight because we have a couple of really special guests that I have just been antsy to talk to and get the whole story. Joining me, of course, as always, is Miss Roberta Conroy. Say hi, Roberta.
Hello.
Roberta is, of course, floating in space, as always.
Mm-hmm.
She's joining us from the Apollo 25 or something like that. Roberta and I are joined by Mr. Mike W. Elcher, that man in the mice guy. Say hi, Mike.
Hey, how's everybody going tonight?
We are well.
Good.
We are.
We are joined by Mr. Tom Mason, who wonders if he was Steven's boss once.
Because I don't think I was. I was thinking about this about 4:35 tonight, thinking I don't actually remember assigning specific work to our guest, except through others.
No, you did. I remember sitting that. Am I allowed to speak before you?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember sitting down at your booth at San Diego. Gosh, I'd get 91 maybe. All
right.
When it was when you. I remember sitting there with Joe Kubert, and I was like, "Holy smoke!" I'm sitting next to Joe Kubert because he was doing that Abraham Stone or whatever it was that y'all were publishing, and you were sitting down on the floor with me, giving me some Planet of the Apes covers to do. And it was one of those bada bing, bada boom kind of a thing. You know, you get in, you get out, you got it, go. And then, by the time I got home, I did it. And the next week you had it in your hands. So that kind of thing.
Well, also so who didn't you do the covers for Transfer? Was that for all? Or was that?
Yeah.
Was
was
that for you, Tom?
That's for me.
All of that stuff was with Tom. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, because I remember you did more than one Transfer cover, I think, but I only really remember the first one, I guess.
I think I did too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one, not to disparage the second one, but the first one is awesome.
Yeah. So, I'm sure the second one was awesome too. Of course, I remember, the Blood of the Apes covers.
Yeah.
Were just so cool.
That was through me too.
Yes.
Well, we got to break the ape cardinal rule, right? You know, because that was the whole shtick of it. You know, the ape shall not kill ape. Oh well, that's going out the window.
It's a fake rule anyway, because the apes are jerks.
That's right. I remember watching all kind of documentaries on monkeys before actually writing that story. And chimps and all kinds of stuff. I remember all kinds of documentaries. I can't remember exactly.
Well, I just watched a lot of AI videos about escaped monkeys in Mississippi just last week.
Are they the ones that are infected with some weird disease?
Yeah, right.
And of course, last but not least, we are joined by our special guests for tonight, Stephen and Lily Butler, who make up Duo Publishing.
It's us.
Say hi, Stephen and Lily.
Hello.
Hi, Stephen.
Kind of jumped the gun, but good to be back.
Wait, that explains the name of the show. Duo Publishing.
Oh yeah,
I didn't get that from the thumbnail.
Sorry.
It was just Duo because it's just two of us. That was a moment of bright clarity that came to my. What are we going to call ourselves? You know.
There's two of us. We're a duo.
Yeah, we didn't go the whole dynamic duo route. I think we might have gotten on some toes. Yeah.
You'd get a lot of.
Might have got a cease and desist from that.
So I do have this sent to me from Tommy, who is on a cruise and couldn't join us. So let's hopefully I got volume for you guys. So here we go.
God.
Wait. What's that? Oh, we're on a cruise. We're on a cruise.
Oh, I love them.
so yeah, he said to tell you that he was sad that he couldn't be on the stream, but yeah, he's on a cruise. Yeah, he does.
I don't think it's too bad.
Now you know why she calls him Uncle Tommy.
Yeah. No, Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Uncle Tommy. All right, so Bert and Mike, Tom, I'm just going to dive in unless you guys got a
Jump in. I'll interrupt.
Jump in.
Like it.
So Lily, we're going to start with you because we've already given Stephen the 100 questions the other day. We know you grew up with comics. So what is the first comic you remember? Like what's the first or comics? What are some of the first comics that you remember as a kid?
Out of those 500 that you used to pull off the shelf whenever you was a baby.
It's a tie between Commandy because it was one of my bedtime stories, and also a tie between Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Put him back up there. Oh yeah, okay, cool.
She bought those action figures and turned them into earrings.
That's
kind of
cool.
her thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
But it was a tie between those because Dad was drawing this when I was born, and so the Commandy, and then Jack Kirby's Monsters comics.
That was her.
And then Sonic. That was just like, and then Dr. Seuss books were all like my bedtime stories. So it was probably
Casper. I read a lot of Casper too.
A lot of Harvey comics. Yeah. So it's a mixture between those. Is my first memory.
Well, what were some of your favorite ones then as a kid?
He's talking about stories. Do you remember favorite stories?
Yeah.
I really liked when you read. Was it Gugam?
I
feel like you read that one a lot.
Son of Gam?
Gugam, the son of Goom, I think.
Yeah. And then
he had a big mouth and no teeth. And those pink magenta shorts that all of them had.
And then Ping Pang Foom, and then Groot.
Oh,
yeah, the original Groot.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, when he was like an evil tree.
Right.
He was the evil tree. Flee, mortals. Probably speaking in Shakespearean dialect, like Stan always wrote for Thor. Verily, I shall smite thee.
Well, all of the monsters talk like that back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was more of a Americanized Shakespearean dialect, wasn't it?
Yes. I think even Stan would have acceded to that.
Yeah. So Lily, at what point in time did you recognize, if you can remember, that comics were something a little bit different in your household than like in normal people's households?
Normal. The abnormal bunch.
I was fairly young because I remember even when I was in kindergarten, you came up to the school and you did like a guess what I'm drawing type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I remember this. And you're like, Lily, you can't say anything because you knew that I would have really guessed it.
Right.
And I was like, okay, why isn't anybody else's dad's coming up to do this? So kind of at a very young age, I was kind of like, this is not every household.
So were you like in the first, second grade whenever I did that?
Kindergarten. I think
kindergarten.
First grade or something.
Wow.
Of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, I was in the public school and like I saw other people's families. I'm like, why aren't their dads doing this?
Right.
Their dads were coming in wearing a fireman's outfit.
Right.
Contractor, accounting.
Bring their calculator.
Angles, yeah.
Exactly.
Gray Wolf says, hiya, chat. What's up, Gray Wolf? Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Gray Wolf, if you got a question for Stephen or Lily, drop it in the chat there and we'll get it asked. So now I know Stephen was born with a pencil in his mouth. Were you drawing from a pretty young age as well?
That's a good question.
You can answer that better than me. You can remember that better than I can.
Okay. There was an incident. I was doing a.
Oh no.
There's this guy that I know. His name is gosh, I'm blanking on Javier. His name is Javier Hernandez. He is a DIY cartoonist. He's based out of Whittier, California. He does a book called El Muerto, the Aztec Zombie, and has been doing it for. I met him at in San Diego Comic-Con in the Artist Alley area.
Right.
We hit it off from the very beginning. Liked all the same kind of stuff, and he wanted me to do a drawing of or a pinup, in one of his issues. Well, I did the pinup, and I was working in this room because this room was
here?
it was literally right here on this same area where
I forgot you used to have your desk in here.
Yeah, and I remember getting up, and I was either making dinner that night, or I was going to make coffee, or I was doing something. But by the time I got back, let's just say my work had been embellished with a ballpoint pen. I think it was
no!
Yeah, she said, "Dad, I was just wanting to help you." And so, anyway, believe it or not, I did not have to do that thing over, but that probably had more whiteout on it than any piece I had ever done before. So
that's funny. And now, roughly how old was Lily then?
Oh, she was little. She wasn't even in school yet. She was 3, 4, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
She was really little. She could talk. I remember that. She said, "Dad, I was just trying to help you."
Like the full Vince Coletta.
No.
Really. I don't know if she knows who Vince Coletta is, but I'll give her the lowdown.
Yeah, you'll have to give her the lowdown after the
lowdown.
So when did you start? When did you start drawing, Lily? When did you say, "Hey, I kind of like doing this drawing thing"?
Then.
Yeah. I think it was around then. Whenever I could, I remember. I don't know how I remember this, but Hurricane Katrina was 2005. Right?
Yes.
I remember, because the power was out for 2 weeks?
Long time. You even came.
I was gonna say, do you remember me
Really?
stopping by? I stopped by. Yep.
Probably not. It was in the middle of the night, and I didn't even recognize you. I heard you say, "Hey, lad." I said, "Roland, what are you doing here?" Oh my God. But anyway.
But I remember all the power was out, and I remember you still had to work, so you were working by either what flashlights we had, but mostly candlelight.
Yeah.
And I remember
sleeping on the trampoline.
Yeah, because it was so hot in the house.
Yeah.
It was
in
hot.
August.
Yeah.
But I remember getting my paper up and drawing with you by candlelight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess I blocked that out of my brain. But
Yeah.
don't know
Well, we
how
all
I
tried to block
remember it.
Katrina out, right? So when did you start getting serious about drawing, though?
Around high school. Well,
Around high
like
school?
middle high school. Yeah.
she had always drawn. She had always
Right.
been interested in it. But that high school was when I saw a very strong jump,
Yeah.
in her ability to put what was in her head onto the paper. I'm like, oh, she gets it, right? And it's kind of like that time when Tommy came over with his ink.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And I'm like,
He's tired of me
for
telling
a
that
long
story.
time, I was like, oh man, I hate to, am I doing the right thing by
I gotta
leaving
talk to
it,
him
by
again.
leaving it on? But he stuck with it, and then he came over that one time, and I'm like, oh, you turned a corner. That's it.
Yep.
Now stay where
Yep.
you are. Don't go back to what you were doing, and pull it from there.
Yep. Yep.
So anyway,
Yeah, I remember that. Now, at what point time, Lily, did you say, "Okay, I think this is what I want to do. This is what I want to make. This is what I want to do as my profession"?
It was sometime in high school. I mean, when I was in high school, I had a sketchbook in my backpack, and I would, draw whenever I could, be drawing on my notes in class, get in trouble for it. Then I took art in high school, and it was good to be able to experiment with different mediums. But actually, when I was in high school, I wanted to go into animation.
right.
And then
Really? Okay.
Yes, I wanted to go into animation because I was what kind of influenced me was a lot of animation, like
Right.
growing up and stuff. I was like, cool, I want to go into this. And then you had an animation project that you had to do. It was
Yes.
a very limited animation project, and I just saw how grueling that was. And I was like, I actually don't want to do this for the entire rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I kind of got that exposure. I didn't have to go to school for it and then say, hey, this actually sucks. I was able to see it beforehand.
Right.
Or not
Yeah.
sucks, just not for me.
Right.
Right.
And then I was going to go to Southern for college. And then I was 1 point shy of my ACT score getting a full ride. So just
Oh,
save
man.
money I had a 29. You had to have a 30, which irked me. I took the same test like 3 times and got the same score.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It was a science part that
Our
kicked
mama
my
was
butt.
even more irked. I guarantee you. Guarantee.
But to save money, I just went to Mississippi Gulf Coast and Goshen, and
I went there.
Yeah. Yep.
and it was, I think my first year at study, I was like, hey, do you want to do a comic book together with me?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what started. And before that, what I had been doing is I had done some work on children's books, some like independent children's books. I had done some work. I'd made one for a youth pastor, and I had done some like help you with some covers and stuff because I had my iPad by that point. I got my iPad in 2018, maybe.
Yes.
2018. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want to comic book together? And then that's kind of all she wrote. I kind of kicked it off.
Yeah, I mean,
that's when we did Fiona. That's when we started.
Yeah, I don't know if we hadn't talked about it, but then we'll get into it.
And that's kind of my career just started from that because I didn't, because I grew up with him, knew that the industry wasn't easy at all, not easy money. You don't go into the industry looking to be rich.
She didn't come into this with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she lived with the reality of being a comic book. Having a dad who was a comic book. She could see the hills and the valleys that and how much of a struggle it could be at times.
And then I figured I have such a passion for it. Why not do it? And also have a huge jumping off point and a privilege a lot of people do not have. So why not take advantage of it?
Right.
Yeah. Now I know Steven's sketchbook at a similar age was filled of Spider-Man and Batman and the Vision and what was your sketchbook full of?
My Little Pony.
She still got them. My Little Pony everywhere.
My Little Pony.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. A lot of original stuff. Most of it was original stuff, like original characters that I had.
But it was based on that art style, that simple animated art style. Yeah. Or the fish with the legs and stuff that you do. Yeah, that's kind of your thing. But it looked, because I have to ask. I said, now is this yours or is this something on Cartoon Network or something? Because it literally could be, that's how close it is. So, but whenever she asked me, I'll go ahead and add this. Whenever she asked me, I mean, she kind of downplayed it, but when she said, Dad, do you want to do a comic book together with me? It was the first time she had ever asked me anything like that. I knew that she was interested in drawing, but to do something with me, that was like, I mean, I was literally walking and I stopped in my tracks whenever she said it, because it was the first time that thought entered my brain, and it was like a light bulb.
Was it on a phone call? Or?
No, it was there in the living room.
Oh, okay.
And I asked her,
Put a little shrine
on the couch.
Right.
Exactly. And I'm like, yeah, I think we should do that. And then all of a sudden it became the thing that I was thinking about, because I wanted to do something that would showcase both of our talents. Now, here's another thing that she has not. She's like a whiz with
technology.
The stuff you do is like sorcery to my brain.
Oh, Lily, I can't tell you the number of times I've asked Steven to join us on these streams, and he's like, I don't think I can. I live out in the sticks. And I'm like, dude, you got internet. You can, of course you can.
That would be a thing a few years ago, but we recently finally got hooked up to better internet, because the year before we did get hooked up, they said the only way that you're going to get better internet is if you move houses.
Oh, yeah. I figured you got a little mouse on one of those wheels in the back over there.
Right. Like something Gilligan Gilligan's Island.
But
Steven's secretly paddling underneath while y'all are on it.
If you see it slowing down or wow.
Tom, like you were about to go ahead.
She taught me. She still is teaching me, a lot about working digitally. It's something I had to get dragged. Me, I had to get dragged kicking and screaming, into it. But once I got into it, I'm like, hey, I think I kind of like this, because it just makes things so much easier. Not really faster, but easier.
Streamlined.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I'd rather
Well,
work that way.
That initially was your fault because I can't remember what birthday it was. I was in middle school. I think I was in middle school, and I wanted to start doing digital art because I went on YouTube and I saw all these really cool artists doing digital art, and I'm like, this is cool.
You too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you too.
You and Mama, y'all went to Best Buy and y'all got me a Wacom tablet.
Yeah.
It's like $100 tablet. It was about this size. It was 2014 because that's when I had my first laptop.
Right.
And it had a USB that you would plug into the laptop, and that's when I first was exposed to digital art. And I remember you had a copy of Manga Studio that I think Barry gave you.
Yes.
And you gave me, and I loaded it on my computer, and that was my first software to use. A Manga Studio is now Clip Studio Paint.
Right.
And I have been using that software for now 11 years.
Right.
Wow, it's 11 years.
It's made strictly for manga and comic production.
And I taught myself how to do digital art because it's a for a big learning curve. And everybody wanted the screen like a Wacom Cintiq, and that's all you back then. That's all that there was. There wasn't, drawing on the iPad wasn't a thing yet. And they were like thousands of dollars, and I was a high school student. I'm like, I can't do that. I did one time save up $500 for a knockoff that you needed like 15 different wires to hook up to your laptop, and I did that for a little bit, and then it like died. And then 2018 is when I got my first iPad Pro. And that's what I've been using since. I mean, this is a different iPad. I gave him my old one.
She got that iPad Pro when we were doing a signing.
We were doing Batman
Hattiesburg.
Day signing in Hattiesburg.
And there was another artist there, and he had one, and he was basically a salesman to her. But didn't,
I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Here, let me tell you."
She said, "I want one of those."
Yeah.
Right.
And she got one.
Yeah.
Like right afterwards.
And I got it with my college money because I went to a community college, and then I got so many refunds.
Right.
I was able to get it, and then it paid itself off.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've got that one now. I inherited that one whenever we bought a new one for her just last year, year before, something like that.
I think it was the year before.
Yeah. So anyway, now we can work in tandem.
And it's been great.
So
I've been there, Lily. Too many wires and that kind of thing is really funny. You're just like, no, I can't even move around.
And then once it's out and they don't like sell like another one, you'd have to buy a whole new system for it. And then at that point, it's just
that's evil.
Oh.
That's just evil. That's very Apple.
Well, one of the ones I got literally cannot live in the same environment as a Wacom driver.
No.
Really?
So you gotta choose.
That's awful.
I was like, oh no.
That's awful. That doesn't surprise me though.
That doesn't help.
Oh, that's funny.
But
Tom, you're about to ask.
Why?
Yeah.
So to wind this back just a tiny bit, when you wanted to create your own comic book, like a lot of artists that we've met over the years, all of us will say that they came up drawing and they wanted to draw like, I want to draw Marvel comics. I want to work for I want to draw Spider-Man. I want to draw Batman. I want to do like that. But a number of us, I think Roland is in that category. I'm in that category. I think Mike is in that category. And Roberta is probably in that category too. I'd rather make my own thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not sure working for Marvel or DC is great. However, I've got stuff in my own head. Is that where you were at the time?
Yeah, I didn't think it never really crossed my brain that I wanted to work for any of the big companies. Just because what I was drawing was not lining up to.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and Steven's going to know where this comes from. Do you think it's because you were in Mississippi? Or do you think it's just because this is where you work? Because Stephen and I used to talk about this a lot. Hey man, we're in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where we met. It's like I don't want to move to New York. I want to make comics, but I don't want to move to New York City. Which for us at that time, that was kind of the prevailing wisdom is that if you wanted to work comics, you had to go to New York City. I didn't want to go there. So
I think it was just because my decision for that was just from where I was with my art career and just who I was looking at. Like, you grew up and you admired all the artists that you read.
Jack Kirby.
Yeah. And then when I grew up, I had a different set of artists, like mostly people like online, posting online. Is I looked up to and kind of shaped my art, like the people who would animate the shows I would watch, Adventure Time.
So who are some of those people for those of us who don't know?
Mostly Japanese because she's a big manga fan.
Okay.
For that, a lot was just random artists on Tumblr, Like Viria was a big artist that I really loved. She drew a lot of Percy Jackson fan art that I fell in love with when I was younger. There's just a lot of those.
Do you like Studio Ghibli stuff?
Yes.
Oh, we got all movies.
I grew up with Studio Ghibli. My neighbor told
I like Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
They've always had those have been part of their.
We used to check them out from the library.
Yes.
Before we found them on Amazon and we got like the whole box set.
Right.
So I remember the first anime I saw might have been with you, Steven, or at least if it wasn't with you, it was around the same time. Do you remember Fist of the North Star?
I knew you were going to say that.
I got a story about that. We were over. It's when I was over in Mitch's room back. I think I was living with you. I was out of school at that time, but Mitch, because Sonny was okay. There was this guy named Shinichi. I never did know how to pronounce his name, but he was like a Japanese student that was
international student.
Yeah, and his family would send him VHS tapes, just ones that they had copied, taped off of the TV, whatever was playing on TV, and there was all kind of like crazy game shows and things like that. But there was this one movie that came on, and it was Fist of the North Star, and we were watching it. And I remember if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about, because it's hyper violent, very type blood flying everywhere and everybody screaming and yelling. And I remember I said, "Hey, Sonny, what's the deal with this guy? What is he saying?" He just looked at me and he said, "He is very upset."
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sherlock. I appreciate that. And so anyway, yes, that was probably my introduction to that type of. Now I'd seen Astro Boy and Speed Racer and things like that, planets and stuff like that. But that was almost like a different world compared to the ultra violent stuff from the 1980s. So.
Do you remember I'm looking for it? We put Sonny in one of the cat and mouse issues.
Really?
Was he one of the guys that they beat up on the dock or whatever?
No, he was
one of the Yakuza, or
no, he was one of the guys in the liquor store. He had Sonny's liquor store.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you remember all those Japanese internet, they like to drink.
Right. You looking through the old comic, aren't you?
I am, because I
hear you turning the pages.
I thought he'd found a copy of Fist of North Star.
No, I don't have that. I just remember seeing it. Because it, like Steven said, it was so violent. It was one of the most violent things I'd ever seen in my life. And it was just like, and of course, it was all in Japanese, so I didn't understand a word they were saying. Right.
Well, my first manga-based animation that really changed me, I think, was Akira.
That's the one I saw.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I remember. I don't even know if I inked that one or if that came later.
It came a little bit later. Yeah, there he is.
We had a rotating door of inkers there for a while.
Yeah.
Until Ken came on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that issue.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Akira was awesome. That was a game changer.
That was a game changer for me.
Till today. It's an awesome movie.
My first anime I remember watching, it was either My Neighbor Totoro or Sailor Moon, because you had VHS.
Because your sister,
both of us.
Yeah, she has an older sister, and she was into Sailor Moon. And
you had VHS tape of one of the movies.
Yes,
that we would watch. So it was either that or My Neighbor
got
Totoro,
it probably.
Yeah, still got the VHS tape. Yeah, I never really watched a whole lot of Sailor Moon, but I saw Totoro. Tom, Roberta, Mike, did y'all see Totoro? My Neighbor Totoro?
No.
Oh, Tom, you saw it? Okay, good.
So good.
I've seen all of them.
Yeah, they're good. Ghibli's good.
Yeah. What the thing about it is that if you grew up with just American stuff like I did, that when you see the Japanese anime, they're thinking differently. It's not a formal narrative structure that we're used to, and it sort of takes a second to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that they're thinking of and the stuff that they're pulling from their own culture, it's so different that I find it really exciting.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't like, how do you wait, the house walks?
Right.
the house moving castle.
And the dust specks speak to you?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that in entertainment, and so it was sort of like a game changer for the way I approach stuff as well.
Right. Yeah.
I just watched a video from a guy who puts out really, really good, like documentary level videos. And it was all about how manga and anime was brought into the United States. Roland, I'll send you a link to it because I think it's like an hour and a half. It's worth watching because it's, we lived through all that time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember everything that happened in that video happening. This was behind the scenes kind of a thing. Really cool.
Well, heck, Malibu did some of the earliest Robotech translated books.
Really?
I love them. They were so
I think Kamiko did them first, didn't they? And
Then,
yeah.
You did them first, and then when they wet the bed, then
yeah. Yeah. So and I can remember some of the early like Maya the Psychic Girl and man, I'm trying to remember some of the earlier ones, but I can remember when they were, kind of making headway into American comics.
Eclipse did a lot of them.
Yeah.
When they first started, they had a partnership with Viz, I think.
Yeah. Area 88?
Yeah, the plane, the airplane fighter thing. But yeah, very, very cool stuff. Here's the book that Lily and I did together. It's called Fiona McCool and the Hound of Ulster. It's about Celtic mythology, and it's done in a very Sonic the Hedgehog style of art. And I did that specifically because I knew that I wanted to do something with Lily that she would enjoy doing and would be reflective of the kind of stuff that she grew up reading. And at first I had this idea of a character called Fiona McCool, but at first I was going to set it in like a futuristic, kind of make it like a spy type thing in a futuristic city. But it didn't take long for me to convince myself not to go in that direction because I didn't really want to draw those straight line buildings. So
that's a good reason.
Talk about, and I said, let's go the other way, and where I can do a lot of organic trees.
I remember something. When we did this was before we were working for Archie.
Yeah.
So this was before you were really more comfortable with working on the iPad. And so that's why you did that, because on the iPad you can just use the straight line tool. But you did all of these
on paper, on board. Yeah.
You penciled all of this on board, and then you inked most of it
on
board. I inked some of it.
You did.
Yeah.
But she even in she created different fonts. I'm talking. This is the sorcery aspect that I was telling you, because she would create these fonts. She would just come up with a piece of paper and say, "Here, Dad, write the alphabet out on here in your handwriting." It was on paper, and I did it. And the next thing you know, she's created a digital font out of it. Now I had to do all of the punctuation and the capital, the lowercase, and all of that stuff to make it work. But I would do different ones, like the villains where they're talking in a really gravelly voice.
I think I got you to do like 3 or 4.
I would do that. I would do that differently. Like we had one villain back here. Yeah, I had to kind of make more of a stylized, type of font. I can't.
Give it to Lily. Let her do it.
Backwards. Give it to her. Let her do it.
I think we did 3 or 4.
Great.
But yeah, we wanted to do it that way because we wanted it to still, even though it wasn't lettered by hand, we wanted to give the illusion that it was lettered by hand. And I like the way it turned out. This is what you call a labor of love right here. Yeah. And I'm about 3/4 of the way from finishing the second issue. It's been a long time in coming because we've done all this work for other people, but that's the thing that really I have even more of an impetus to get it done now, considering our present circumstances. I've just got the bug, I've got the nudge, or to get a lot of stuff done, and I'm kind of breaking away from that. What you were talking about earlier, I've done my turn at working for Marvel. I've been very blessed in that way. I was able to work on not only runs, but runs that are remembered well by fandom, and it's helped me. You know, whenever I go to a convention, people know who I am, and they're coming to get a Scarlet Spider or a Sonic the Hedgehog,
right,
Silver Sable, or even a Badger drawing or prints or whatever it is. But I've done all of that, you know, and it's time now to do our own thing, and that's where we're both simpatico in that. She never did get the bug to do any of that other stuff for Marvel, or
which I think is incredible.
That's just the time we live in.
I didn't really necessarily grow up reading modern Marvel and DC comics.
You got more manga on the shelf than anything, so
a lot of different influences, but also with us doing Fiona, that's really what my mom really wanted us to do, and she was really, really happy when we were working together.
That's one thing I want to say about Christy. She never was a comic book fan per se, but she was like she was our super fan of us, and really pushing us to. And you know what, I was telling
you need that.
Oh yeah,
you do.
I was telling somebody the other day that she probably, even though she's not a fan, she probably knows more about the comic book business than most people that are in the business that I know about. So I mean, she knew met a lot of the people that were that were in the business. She met Jim Shooter,
cool.
All kinds of guys like Neil Adams.
Oh no,
her, it's just. They're just people.
Just another dude.
It's not. It didn't impress her.
You were fanboying, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Totally different generation. I think the delivery system for how Lily got comics makes a difference too, because you got all your comics. You got your comics online, and your influences came from online, whereas ours came from the drugstore.
Yes. Exactly.
And so I think that makes a difference in who you look up to and who's like your person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only way I remember being able to actually physically get comics when I was growing up was Walmart in the bookstore, and then the comic book store when we would go.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Can I tell you another part of her origin story that I haven't covered yet?
Yeah.
When was it? About 20. It was after we did Fiona. I'm talking about Archie.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I had drawn Sonic the Hedgehog for Archie since
17 years.
1998, and I think I ended around 2015.
Yes.
Then they lost the Sonic license to IDW, but I still stayed friends with Mike Pellerito, the editor. He wasn't just an editor then; he became president of the company, and I stayed friends with him, and I think that our friendship grew in that amount of time because I was not one of those guys that only called him or texted him because I wanted to get work out of him. We just actually were into the same kind of stuff, like you and I. You know, and I would just text him and just say, "Here, this is what I'm working on right now," and he would always say, "Steven, if I ever get another job," he said, "I'd love to have you work for us." I said, "Well, I'm not texting you for that, or I'm not talking to you for that." But I wouldn't turn it down either. It came around that one day he just said, "Hey, would you consider drawing some of the Archie characters, like this classic style, Stan Goldberg style?" Thank you, because the Dan DeCarlo style Archie stuff for the digest books, for these.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people, we have these at our table at cons, and people come up and say, "Oh, my grandma used to have these at her house, and we would always go there and we would read them."
You're like, "Yeah, not that one. She didn't."
Yeah, they still do those, and so we don't sell a whole lot of them, but it does bring a lot of people to our table. So we were able to sell other stuff, and so I started doing these, and the first one that I did for them,
was it that?
No, this was I couldn't find that one. But the first one that I did, they were using their superhero characters for these digest stories. They would bring the superhero characters. They would interact with the regular Archie gang.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that's right up my alley. That'd be a lot of fun because it's superheroes, but they're being silly. And so I'm like, I can handle that. That'd be a lot of fun. And I did the first one, and I was scheduled to ink it. Well, I didn't ink it. I gave it to Lily to ink, but I didn't tell them till after I turned it in, and they said, wow, this looks great. I said, oh, it does. I said, I'm glad you like it because my daughter was the one that inked it. She said, oh, we got to get her on the payroll. And so it was in through the back door, but it worked. Because I don't know if they would have ever given her a,
right.
A second look if, if I wouldn't have. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Great.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, these are a lot of the early ones. We've done, I don't know, a lot. It's not constant work, but it's,
it's enough to keep our names out there in the comic book world. And then we graduated to doing just regular.
Yeah, we mostly do these now.
Yeah,
like we did the covers and the featuring story of this one.
They're not printing these things monthly anymore. They're printing them seasonally.
That's interesting.
We just finished a Valentine's Day one just
it's a K-pop Demon Hunter.
Oh yeah.
It's coming out for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Archie they're almost like Mad Magazine where they will take whatever's popular and do a parody of it. That's kind of where they are right now. But another thing that we do for them is they have this kind of I guess a lot of companies have that where they get artists to draw variant covers for them. With Archie, you have to pay for the printing, but you could get like a small print run of 250 copies.
I think it's up to 500 now.
Yeah, and it's a discount, but you do your own variant cover that it's only available exclusively through you that you can sell online or wherever. It shows, and so we've done several of
These
those.
are our two most recent ones.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll have work on the inside. Sometimes.
So this is a Vampirella #1 homage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found out that the everybody loves the
Bewitched
Universal monsters, and so very much. So. And so.
And then some of our earlier ones.
I think the creature's in there. That's our.
You didn't grab that one.
Did I not?
Nope.
I thought I did, but maybe not.
And then we have this one for. We did the main story. In
that's
one.
a character.
It's a character we created.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of like a cross between Pinky Tuscadero from Happy Days.
Sure, I remember her.
Yeah.
This one we did a Darkling one.
Yeah, that was an
that's great.
superhero character that they put out.
And
then Archie does some crazy crossovers, man.
This is
one with Jay
and Silent Bob.
I can't sell this to kids.
Snoochie Boochies.
Yeah, really. I have to put something on the cover to make them, So.
David, I see your other question. I'm going to go ahead and put this one up. He says, where can I get Daisy Thunder? And, hey, David, thanks for hanging out with us. And Hyper Potato says, Hyper Potato YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with us, Hyper. He says, I want those Archie variants. So where can they get Daisy Thunder and the Archer variants?
We have an eBay store.
We have an eBay store. It's called Flowering Lily. Flowering _Lily. Oh, it's backwards. Sorry.
No,
it was right.
It was right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Flowering
Lily.
On eBay.
And it has all of our comics on there.
And that's on eBay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Very cool.
We'll probably build a website eventually.
It's in the future.
But
right now
we haven't gotten there quite yet.
Well, yeah. So, Lily, send me that link, and I'll put it in I'll be sure to put it in the description here, so that it can go be on the stream. Hyper says, "Rolling." My wife said to tell you hi. Tell her hi, Hyper. And I'm jonesing for some of her chocolate chip cookies. And he also says, "Great."
The Hyper Potatoes.
Yeah, great commandy shirt, Lily. All right, so I don't want to interrupt the flow here, but let me go. Where is it at? David Gutierrez said, "Did you ever?" Well, you're talking about animation. He goes, "Did you ever watch any Ralph Bakshi animation?" Now I know the answer to that, but go ahead, Steven.
Me?
Yeah.
Of course I still watch it.
Well, okay. Well, so what about Lily?
She grew up on it.
Yeah.
Now, she didn't. I didn't do the Fritz the Cat or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
please.
The Mighty Mouse stuff, she definitely was into
We watched a
Mighty
lot.
Mouse.
You had a lot of tapes you recorded of Mighty Mouse, and we watched that a lot
Yeah.
growing
Yeah.
up.
So that's how she knew Ralph Bakshi and some of the other like movies that
I
he
didn't
did.
know that was the same animator, Fritz the Cat and Mighty Mouse. I didn't know.
Yes, Fritz the Cat was his inaugural.
Oh, gotcha. Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that one that we watched called was it Coonskin or Street Fight?
Oh my
Something about
gosh,
the
yes.
rabbits and yeah.
What was it, Tom?
Well, he did Coonskin and then he did Heavy Traffic, or vice versa.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Those are Fritz the Cat. And then he moved into more mainstream stuff like Wizards and
Yeah.
American Pop and
Yes.
some
Fire
other
and
stuff.
Ice, the Frazetta thing.
Yeah, and then he did a Lord of the Rings thing for television.
Yep, I got
Yeah,
that
the
on
Hobbit.
DVD.
Yeah, we went on a Bakshi roll there for several weeks, way back when.
Yep.
Yeah. Argo Comics says, hey, Argo, thanks for hanging out with us, man. He goes, love Steven's work, and I ordered Archie, Jay, and Silent Bob. There you go.
Also,
I hope you enjoy it.
David says, hey, good looking.
Right.
I think he's talking to Tom.
No, that's
that was one of the Bakshi movies. Was Hey
Yeah.
Good Looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get with the pop culture rolling.
Sorry. I don't remember. Yeah, it's been 40 years since I've seen those things. Oh, my gosh. Hyper
Bakki's
Potato says
still
he just
around.
followed you guys on the store on eBay.
Thank you.
So,
Fantastic.
thank you.
yeah.
Wow, y'all are good hype for us. Got that.
Well, one of the things that we found here, we've discovered over time, is that there's a bunch of folks who like to tune in hopes that they'll hear some old Malibu stories. They're thinking,
Yeah.
Tom is finally going to tell us that he's doing Dinosaurs for Hire.
I'm not gonna, it's not my
Got a
chat.
lead line.
This ain't my chat, boys. This is
Yeah.
I serve the rolling.
Hey, we're hoping that this is where the news breaks right here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Steven, let's see here we go. Hyper says Steven's work for Gallant Comics needs to be seen by more comic fans.
Oh, I agree. You need to tell Barry that too,
Yeah.
because we're actually in the talking stages of possibly doing some more work together. So
Oh, nice.
Cool.
that'll be next year sometime. But because I told Barry, I said give me at least a year, and then to put some other projects to bed, and so
Yeah.
he got the wheels rolling.
Well, next year's only about a month and a half away.
I know. But that was from, I think I told him back in July. So
Okay.
In your defense, a lot has happened this year.
Oh yeah. This 2025 has been
Awful year.
one more roller coaster of a year.
Yeah.
But it's also been a very galvanizing year. It's really
That's a word to put
put stuff in high gear. Me. I want to share this one with you. This is not a Duo Publishing thing, but Duo Publishing is heavily involved in this project. This is called Mississippi Macabre. It's I met some guys up in Jackson, and one of them
That
was
would be Jackson, Mississippi, for those who
yes,
don't know.
yes, exactly. I know there's a Jackson in every state in the country. But I met these guys, and we all had a love of folklore and legend from our home state. And what we decided to do was do a comic book based on that. Do it in a EC Comics Tales from the Crypt kind of way, where we introduce these stories. We have a witch, and she's the witch of Yazoo City, the real place. And
she's like our crypt keeper.
Yeah, she's kind of like the crypt keeper that tells the stories. And so in the first issue, we have numerous stories. Like Lily and I did this one, which is the Phantom Barber of Pascagoula.
And we did it in an Archie style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
And
That's great.
it was an actual documented case during World War II, 1943. I think a guy would break into houses and cut girls' hair, and that was all.
Oh my gosh.
And then they would leave, and but I don't know if they ever caught him or not. I think they did catch somebody, but he didn't get. He got arrested for being a Nazi sympathizer or something. And here's another thing. Remember those Twinkies ads from the Marvel Comics back in the
Oh
70s?
yeah.
we had a special thing in this Kickstarter where companies could get, like local companies, like this is a t-shirt company and this is a worm farm of all things. They paid for ad space to be done in comic book style, very similar to those old Twinkies ads back in the
That's cool.
Hostess ads. And
but
then
yeah, it's told by a bunch of there's a bunch of different artists in here.
yeah, every story is done by a local, not local, but
An artist
Mississippi.
from Mississippi.
Yeah, either they, like Tommy worked on it, and of course he don't live in Mississippi anymore, but he was born there, so that's qualifications. Now this cover was drawn by me, but it was painted by Brian LeBlanc, who is a great artist and friend of mine, lives in Hattiesburg. And then we have another cover.
This is the one that me and Dad did.
That Lily and I did. And we just wanted to do something that was kind of,
nice.
Not really telling a story, but like, well, actually it is telling a story, but it's nothing that's in any of the stories from the
Nice.
no. And so that's we're finishing up issue 2 literally right
Issue
now.
2 is about cryptids.
Cryptids, yeah.
We're doing me and him are doing a story about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And Rankin Bass.
Cool.
Yeah, we're doing it Rankin Bass cartoon style. Why? I don't know, because we can't.
Why not?
Why not?
Because it was another thing that she grew up on, loving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
It's like, why not?
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
because nobody else is doing it. There's nothing stopping us from. I mean,
Right.
now, with crowdfunding and social
possible.
media and so
Yep.
many things that you don't have to follow rules. You can make your own.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
get-
Hyper says Gallon has been one of my favorite lines for the last several years. There you go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
man, you need to get Barry on here. Get him.
Yeah. Well, Bear's been on here, man. Yeah.
We twisted his arm and got him on here.
Yep.
He had
Sure-
a great
sure,
time.
finally.
And he promised to come back. So
He sure did. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I remember there was one cover you did. Was it 3 11x17 boards or was it 2? It was like a wraparound cover that you did. I think I was in high school when you did it. Or maybe middle school. I don't know. But I remember you working on it. It took you a while, but it was like you taped 2 boards together. I think it was like the last issue maybe. It was a cover for that.
Oh, for Barry, yeah.
Oh,
It was the last issue for issue 6. It was a wraparound. Yeah.
I think it was in
Don't
high
do a
school.
whole lot of those. But
Yeah.
It was special.
my favorite part of this is that everything is framed in terms of Lily's school age. So there's, in comics, there's the Bronze Age, the Silver Age, and whatever. And in Steven's life, there's was Lily in elementary school or middle school or high school,
High school.
or university.
Or was it BL before Lily?
you're right.
Yeah.
Is that pre-Lily art? We're not.
Exactly.
All right, so when Archie, was the idea of Duo Publishing born with Fiona?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiona came first, and Duo was just. I said we got to come
Yeah,
up
we
with
put
a
it in
name.
the
Yeah.
square up here.
Yeah. It was like we got to come up with a name for this thing, and so that's when we came up with
And we've
Duo.
had people because we have a tablecloth that we go to Comic Cons for, and we've
They
had
think-
people come up. They're like, "How can I get on this? How can I work for this?" And
Yeah.
we're just like,
I've got this. and I
It's
It's
just
called
us.
Duo. There's only 2 of us.
Right.
off the floor.
No room for a third.
sorry, it's just
I
us.
make you coffee. Yeah.
So you're working on issue 2. So you got an ETA for that?
No.
No.
For Fiona,
Yeah.
I want to get done by the end of the year.
Okay.
Part. Now I wrote it. It's already
Right.
written, and it's already penciled. I'm inking it, now. But it's weird. I'm working differently.
He's going from his thumbnails straight to inks. He's
Yeah.
skipping the pencil step.
I do tight thumbnails. You've probably seen my.
Yeah.
It's really tight. People go, "Oh, I can print that. I can print the thumbnail." I get that a lot. I'm like, you know what? I need to do that, and so I just take it I draw it out on paper, really small, real tiny, and then I just shoot it up on the iPad. I'm like, my God, why didn't I think of this before? And
Technology.
and I love it.
Another way.
You.
It's more, yeah. It's more
I would
spontaneous.
say the only downside to it is you don't have your physical pencils to
Right.
send in the future, but like you gotta give and take something.
Her generation doesn't care one whit
No.
about original art.
Yeah.
That's something, another part of this business that's kind of now, and plus the original art that's out there. Have you seen prices for that lately?
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's an old man's game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The original art that I have is like stuff that's been gifted to me that I've had like friends do, and then like stuff I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm probably out of the loop on a lot of this, but I'd rather have an original piece that an artist did for me as opposed to a page from the comic.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the same.
I agree.
Yeah.
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 Now, I will say this, Mike, I don't know if you get a lot of this, but I do a lot of commissions for people. And that's another thing. I'm like, I'm going to have to cut back on this because I do so much of it that it keeps me from being able to do what I want to do. Yeah.
Oh, it's time consuming.
Because people get me to do, I draw in that Bronze Age Marvel style.
Yeah.
Still. And there's only a handful of people that do that, or either can do it or will do
Or
it.
willing to, yeah.
Yeah, this day and time. Me, that's what I love to do anyway, and so I'm really enjoy doing it. Mike, do you get a lot of commission requests?
I do for people who like the Bruce Timm.
I was gonna say probably
Alvin
DC
Cook
stuff for
style,
Mike.
The DC stuff, Golden Age stuff. That's usually what the stuff that I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be steady, but I'm with you. I'd rather be doing my own stuff. But
Sure.
Since I don't crowdfund Man the Mask, I kind of self-fund it. The commissions are what kind of self-fund Man the Mask. So
how do you sell it? You got your website that you advertise and sell it on?
yeah, I just tell people I open it up on Facebook or my newsletter, say I'm taking commissions right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And I schedule
That's
it that
cool.
way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Well, okay, so we have Fianna number 2. What's for Duo after that? What else is in store for Duo?
I kind of got this new thing, and it just came out of not really nowhere.
Do tell.
I did a video about. I think I shared it with you. I did a video the other day. I do these videos when I'm walking in the park. I'll go ahead and say the elephant in the room. 2025 has been a rough because I lost my wife. Lily lost her mom back in June, and that totally changed has a tendency to change everything. But like I said before, it's galvanized me into producing and doing the things that I know that she would want me to do. And that's pretty much where I was going in that direction anyway, but now I'm like, focused. Yes, that's it lit a fire.
Yeah.
And not that I want to completely get away from comics, but there's other things that I want to do. I want to do coloring books. Coloring books. I'm not talking about these ornate adult coloring books that seem to be so. I want to do old school coloring books for kids.
Yeah.
My grandson,
Your youngest one, my sister's son.
Yeah, her older sister Savannah has a boy named Everett, and he's 6 now, I think, and he's always loved dinosaurs, always, and so that's my first coloring book is a dinosaur coloring book, just for him. But then the more I thought about it, more like I know I'm going to enjoy doing that. So where do I go? From there. I'm also a history buff, and so I would love to do coloring books that not only entertain but educate. I'd love to do like historical figures like Daniel Boone or Benjamin Franklin or guys like that that and tell and put puzzles in there and things that I know, because a lot of the kids that I know, man, I hate to say it, but they don't read comics. They don't read much of anything, except their this, read some text messages. And even them, I can't decipher because they use all these emojis. I'm like, what are you? Speak to me. Talk to me. Use all these emojis. I can't understand it. But anyway, I just know that coloring book, they get into coloring books, especially like the younger kids, and that seems like that's where I'm kind of, my brain is gearing towards. I was doing it today. I have this new kind of, I guess, a ministry type of thing that I do where I have Mr. Steve's art. I'm Mr. Steve. I'm not Steven at church or with family. I'm Mr. Steve, and I'll have this thing called Mr. Steve's Art Station. And every time we have an event at church, I open it up, and I just get swamped because it's like all you got to do. What was that movie? If you build it, they will come. It was that kind of if you draw it, they will come. And that was the way it was today because we had like a picnic. It was Pastor Appreciation Day, and we had a picnic after church. And I just sat up my table and sat down, and it wasn't 2 minutes before it was filled up, and I had markers all over the place, and I loved it. It was kids just being kids and just utilizing their talent, and it was really cool. So I think I could get used to this. But the coloring book, since you can tell I'm excited about this. Yeah. The coloring book thing goes right along, with that because it's geared toward that,
And going along for future projects, there is no telling because this thing is full of new stuff all the time. He'll be, coming out of the shower, or he'll come inside after mowing and be like, Lily, I have a new idea. And I'll get, text about it. He'll talk to me about it while we're eating.
I got to write it down or I'll forget it.
Yeah.
So there's no telling.
I got a funny little ditty about Stephen. I'll tell you in a minute. But Stephen, I'm going to ask you this question because I've known you for so long. So do you think that Christy's death gave you more of a sense of your own mortality?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about that because I know how old you are, how old I am, and we're not spring chickens anymore. And I literally feel that clock ticking. I hear it tick, tick, tick. And I'm like, you got this. I got this gift, that was given to me, and I need to, it's not even that I need to. I want to.
You're driven.
I want
driven to do it.
To use it. So I'll probably be doing this till I'm retire. It just doesn't.
Charles Schultz.
I'll Charles Schultz it. That's what
it's
even when my hand is like.
We've talked about this before on the show about retiring when our brains can't turn off. Are we really retired?
Right.
Because there's still stuff we still want to write, we still want to draw, we still want to color, we still want to create. It's like we might retire from the factory or whatever, but we don't really retire from creating stuff if we spend our lives doing that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to talk to like that to somebody that doesn't think that way.
Right.
But they just don't understand, that idea. They come in from work and their brain just shuts off. They just couch. I don't hardly watch TV anymore because I got other stuff that I'd rather be doing.
When you're eating.
Yeah, I watch TV when I'm eating dinner.
What I find,
I'm done.
What I find about narrative television so much is that when I do watch it, it's like I hope they don't do that, and then they go into a direction where it's like I don't want them to do that. I would rather take the same elements and go this one. I find myself re-editing the show in my head.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And so I'd much rather turn the TV off and go sit at my desk and fix my own thing.
Christy used to punch me in the ribs because I would always say that, well, he's going to do this next.
Right.
In a movie or something. She said, I just paid $10 to see this. I'm going to shut up and let me watch this movie.
I bet he's the killer.
Right?
Yep.
I did that one time with her. She said, no, there's no way. And she said, I think she threw a pillow at
me. Hey, Chad, I want you guys to know I see you, but we'll get to you in just a second. So one of the best stories, right? And Lily, tell me if this is still true.
Okay.
Now, because Stephen and I were roommates for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen has read the first 20 pages of more books than anybody that I know, because he would go to bed and he would start reading, and then you'd pass by the reader. He'd fallen asleep with the book, and he's like, "Well, I read 20 pages of it, but I'm going to read something else now."
It is that. Also, we got him. Me and Mama got him a tablet several years ago for Christmas, and then but my sister loaded an app where he can have comics on it.
Okay,
so an archive of comics that he can read.
Yes.
And that's just.
And as far as like books, Audible has saved me from having to read. I'll listen to, if I'm like working from a script, I gotta have silence because I gotta figure out those panels when I'm doing the layouts. But
Especially
after
this last
that,
one you did.
dude, it's just clockwork. It's a motor skill. And so I'm listening to audio books. I'm listening to old time radio shows. I'm listening to whatever story. I'm very story
and that's the
driven
same thing I do. Like I listen to either my podcast or I listen to like YouTube documentary videos.
She's in all that true crime stuff that's on.
Not anymore.
That's what we were at one time.
Yeah,
Lily, we used to listen to a lot of CDs, a lot of metal music, a lot of Led Zeppelin.
Yes,
a lot of Queen, a lot of Aerosmith. You're shocked.
I am. Shocking. I just met you, Roland.
Yeah, I've created a playlist for us to listen to where we have to like travel to like cons, so it has all of his music in it.
Yeah. I'll put your playlist on today.
Yeah, I hear that has a new term. It's called Grandpa Rock now.
Yeah, yacht rock and going into
yacht rock for people who can't afford a boat.
Oh, let's see here. Hyper says, "I'm so sorry for your loss, Stephen and Lily."
Thank you.
Mike McCulley. Hey, Mike. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah.
He says that Stephen is the king of Bronze Age style and any other style. I haven't seen anything that he can't do. There you go, Stephen.
Here.
People always ask me what's the hardest thing to draw, and I say a steady paycheck. Steady paycheck.
That's harder than drawing a horse.
Yeah, right. You get cocaine to do it. Right?
Agent Cub said Stephen did a cover for my Death Notice comic. I don't know what
Death
that
Notice.
Was. Yeah.
I don't remember that one, but
I can't give his name because it's not mine to give, but this is Agent Cub. So Hyper. Always can depend on Hyper. He says, hey, I forgot to do that at the beginning of the show. Silverline Comics, crowdfunder.com. You guys go check it out as Hyper reminds us. Hyper says they're the gold standard for fulfillment. Thank you, Hyper. Your very kind words are much appreciated. Agents, your crowdfunding scary book. I'm good friends with Steve Wilhite. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yep, we absolutely are.
His first cover, I think.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yep. Madness says great show. Thanks, Pops. David Gutierrez says I look forward to a Butler and Butler anthology.
Which is another name for duo, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lawyer.
Well, Butler Butler sounds like a law firm.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Hyper says great answer, a steady paycheck. Agent says when you retire from comics, you retire from doing the comics you don't want to do, so you can do the comics you're really wanting to do.
Well, consider me fully retired then.
Guys, I have dominated the questions. Anybody else have questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, fire away, please.
So, Mike and his son Aiden, they work together on Man in the Mask, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stephen, you and Lily work together.
Yes.
And you're from what I can tell, are in the same house.
Yes.
And not just, I mean, co-workers are one thing, but then, father, daughter, that's an entirely different dynamic that doesn't necessarily go with creative work in the same space. And I know that, like, if this was my family, if I was working side by side with, say, my mom, for example, all I would hear from the background would be, so Mrs. Watkins tells me her son got an Eisner. And so how do you make, I mean, it's clear from the show that you get along, but what's the secret? How do you do it?
We just, I don't know. You're a good person and you're not we just always have gotten along and had a good relationship.
She's a daddy's girl. Always has been. Her mom always said that. I'm like, oh, she always goes to you whenever she was little. Except one time I was working up in Springfield, Missouri, I was doing a faith-based comic called Power Mark. You remember the Benintendi, the thing that I did. And he had me up there for a couple of weeks, and he asked me to stay an extra week because we had just to get extra stuff done, and I was cool with that. I stayed an extra week. Meanwhile, Christy calls me one time. She said, "Let me tell you what your daughter did. She had a play set, like a house and a little, had a mama and a daddy and some and little plastic things." She said she found out that you wasn't coming home when you were supposed to come home. She said she looked at that little daddy toy and slung it across the floor. and so,
Well, that's good.
Mm.
and so I said, okay, I'll try to come home as soon as
That
I
is
possibly
one
can.
thing I do remember from my childhood. Whenever when in kindergarten or my younger elementary, they're like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I'm like, "Oh, I want to go fly with my dad whenever he goes on work trips." And you know what? It's crazy because I forgot about that, but I ended up doing that.
And now you're doing it. Yeah.
Travel for shows. That's pretty cool that I was able to do that.
Yeah, we do quite a few. Well, not quite a few. I know some guys that do them every weekend, but we do at least a show a month. And some of them we fly to. A lot of them we drive to. We're in with a company called VXV Cons, and they all across the Southeast. And
we've done their logo.
Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas,
Southeast.
Yeah, Southeast area. So we do a lot of shows for there. Yeah, Lily designed their logo and everything. So she's really, and
sometimes we do fly out. Like we went last year, we went to Buffalo, and then we went to Connecticut,
and Oklahoma.
I
will say this, and this is not even an exaggeration. It's going to sound like it, but it's not even an exaggeration. I go to shows now with her, and whenever she's not around and I'm there, they'll come by and say, "Aren't you Lily's dad?" I'm like, "I sure am. I'm proud of that fact." It's true. It's true.
Hyper says, "What shows in Alabama?"
Still
Hyper lives in Alabama.
Still,
Iron City Comic Con.
Iron City Comic Con.
I did one in Birmingham.
Yeah.
There's one in Huntsville. that I think I did.
She does anime shows because the stuff that she does is
I do both
crosses
anime
over.
and comic shows.
Yeah.
So Hyper, you might have to go to an anime show. Agent Cub, I'm not sure what the point of this question is. He says, "I have a question. How many miles is it from the Earth to the Sun?"
A lot.
I think I know the answer to that. Believe it or not.
Hey Siri.
Does anybody else have an answer?
No.
Isn't it 93 million miles?
Oh, no idea.
What?
Google it.
Hey, computer. How many miles is it from the Earth to the
that
Sun?
was the title to an old Ray Harryhausen movie.
The sun is 92.94 million miles from Earth.
Well,
92.94.
There you go.
How do you know that?
It's a Jeopardy question.
I don't know how I knew that. Agent Cub says yes, 93 million. So there you go. Let's see. Argo says, Argo Comics says, "I think you guys were at my local Pensacon, but I couldn't make it."
We've do Pensacon
every
Pensacon
year. Except that one year.
How many years have I done it? 11, 10?
Yeah, just during that COVID year.
Was that my first con to do?
I think so. Yeah.
And when I was like,
she started sitting up at shows before she broke in. And so people kind of started seeing her on the circuit when she was still in high school.
How old was I? 16, 17?
Yeah.
I just had a 3-ring binder full of just stuff that I had drawn.
And she started making money. And I'm like, and then she started making more money.
And then I graduated to
really? How much money did you make?
I handed through little
I think you make more than me.
Yeah.
Hello, Lily's dad, by the way.
Graduated. I make little tchotchkes. I make little keychains and stuff.
Well, I think that was one of the questions here, because David Gutierrez says a lot of anime artists break out into more physical merch, pins and such. Do you do all that?
Yes. But it is all handmade. Like, this is shrink plastic that I print out. This is my art that I drew on my iPad. Printed it out on shrink plastic, shrunk it, and then coated it with resin, and then put all the hardware on.
Sweet.
I have pins, I have prints, I have a bunch of stickers, I have sticker sheets. And I've learned that's what sells.
Oh yeah.
That's
she has
interesting.
She has the spinner rack that
our setup takes a long time to put together.
Yeah, so at least 30, 40 minutes to get everything together. And so, but I mean, the guys that we've we usually have to take 2 tables to put all of our stuff on, and here lately.
Well, that makes sense. A table for each of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's her own guest now.
Yeah,
so,
We used to just share one because that was before I broke into the industry and had a name for myself. And I remember, what was it, 2 years ago or a year ago? There was one show we went to where they had just put us at a singular table, and Mama, she raised hell.
Yeah.
She like went and found the person. She's like,
she put her
my
foot
daughter
down.
needs another table. I'm like, Mama,
Yeah.
it's
She
okay.
probably did the pre-snap thing.
Mother.
They did it.
Hyper says I need the Butlers on the Twitter so I can stay updated.
Oh yeah,
Hyper's a Twitter guy, so
need to post.
I'm not even on. Is it Twitter or is it X?
It's
I don't-
Twitter.
okay.
everybody
X.
still calls it Twitter. It's X, but
Okay.
everybody still calls it Twitter. Agent said, I only asked the question because you asked if anyone else had questions. Sorry, I was trying to be funny.
No,
And then Hyper says it was funny, plus he learned something.
We'll never forget it now. 93 million miles.
I know, and I don't know why I remembered that, for probably since I was in 5th
We'll
grade.
answer our guest next week.
How far is it from the Earth to the sun?
So here's my question then.
Okay.
So Stephen, when you were sitting in, Roland's dorm room or whatever, and you guys are making comics, whatever, it seems like over the years you've managed to pivot at different points and still stay not only relevant, but still be able to make a living making comic art in various forms. Is that how you saw yourself when you were 19 and 20, sitting in Roland's room?
I'm the Frank Zappa of comics. He had a group called the Mothers of the Mothers. Yeah, the
Mothers of Invention.
Yeah. And it was necessity is the mother of, and you have no idea what I'm talking about. You don't know.
Hey, that was a Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember not to eat the yellow snow,
Kind of, sort of.
I
Yeah.
know the Schoolhouse Rock one.
I'll have
which
to.
was a Zappa song.
Yeah, I'll have to introduce you to Yellow Snow was a Frank Zappa song too. I'll
Yeah.
have to, but anyway, it's all been because I had to, back in, when was it, 96, whenever the
Everything crashed.
hammer fell at Marvel, and all of my editors were fired. I mean, I was doing Web of Spider-Man, but I left Web of Spider-Man to come and work for you guys. I did Force there, and then the thing with y'all happened, and then the thing with like almost coinciding, and I'm like, good Lord, I'm losing all of my contacts.
Yeah.
I still kept working for Marvel because they had something called the creative services, creative licenses, or whatever. I did a lot of like
a McDonald's Happy Meal bag.
Yeah, and action figure design and just all kinds of weird, different. I did something for ESPN magazine. I had to draw Sammy Sosa looking like Colossus from the X-Men or something, but it was in ESPN. Anyway, it was weird, off the wall kind of stuff there for a while. So I worked for Marvel all the way up to until 2000, I guess, but it was getting less and less. And I remember my inker from Pam Eklund was her name. She was my inker for Silver Sable, contacted me and said, hey, Archie's looking for some art from some new people to draw Sonic. Would that be something that you'd be interested in? I said, sure, awesome, because I wasn't getting anything else at the time. I think I had done some work for Fabian whenever he was a editor-in-chief at
Acclaim.
Yeah, Acclaim / Valiant. I did some like Turok and Magnus and stuff. I had a lot of fun with it, but then they went under. And then I started working for Archie, and I'm like, well, this is it's not really that much different. It was a funny animal comic that I treated like a superhero comic. It still had that same feel of I mean, Sonic was just like a superhero, but he's a funny animal with noodle arms.
Did you get contacted to work for Archie while you were dating Mom?
Because
I know that
it was right around the same time. I think I got it.
Because it wasn't your first issue, 98.
Yeah, I was drawing Turok whenever I first met your mom. Okay. So it must have been right during that time period. And I was drawing coloring books for a company called Landals. I was drawing Hercules and Xena coloring books at the time. And it was weird, the stuff that you read. That was like 97 whenever I met.
The Disney Adventure stuff.
Oh yeah, God, I forgot about that. I did a lot of work for Disney Adventures magazine, and so
Wow.
that was even more of a stretch because for drawing Sonic for Archie, you had to draw on model, but they let you fudge it a bit,
They'll
let
have
you
your own flair.
have your own style. But Disney Adventures
You had to
magazine,
draw a model.
boy, you had to draw on model, and I never knew.
They keep a lawyer hanging behind you as you draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I worked for them for a good long time. What had happened was those guys from Marvel Creative Services, they all left and went over to work for Disney Adventures magazine. That's how I got
right.
It's all about who you know, right?
But I think
a lot of time, yeah, you can be as good as you you can be better than a lot of other people, but unless you know somebody,
But it speaks the importance. It speaks the importance of being able to recognize an opportunity, even out of necessity.
Yeah,
and being able to take on that opportunity. Like what Lily said a few minutes ago is like, well, this is the stuff that sells. So she makes the tchotchkes and the prints or whatever because that's what the audience will pay money for. And it's a pivot, but it still allows you to do the art that you want.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. I do a good bit of work for Brian Polito, who does Lady Death.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not into Lady Death or any of that metal stuff, but what he asked for me to do is homage covers, but it's
right
all
in your wheelhouse.
covers of the stuff that we liked as a kid.
Right.
Because it's always
Aren't y'all the
a
same
throwback to I think Brian's a year or two older than me.
He's
But,
he's a real headbanger though. I mean, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy. I love
Yeah.
I love working.
Well, I don't mean it
working with
disparagingly. I just mean like
Oh,
he
yeah.
is his books.
Exactly. He is
right. Yeah.
legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
With him, but
100%.
yeah, that's just another. So it seems like it's like okay, I'm in what mode am I in today? I'm in Disney because there was a time when I was drawing Sonic, Disney Adventures magazine, and Power Mark all at the same time, and so I had to from week to week I had to flow in and out
Juggle
of streams of styles
Yeah.
and even now, but I like that. There was a time when working in comics, you were required to do that because all the different genres. One guy might be drawing a Western one week and then a romance the next week and then a superhero or whatever. Look at Don Heck, or he drew all of the above, and he's one of many, but it's changed now. It's like there's guys out there that have only drawn superheroes their entire career,
Right.
probably wouldn't be able to draw anything else but that. There are guys. Here's another thing I wanted to bring up about her. There are guys that are working in comics today that have never drawn a single page of continuity. They've only done covers. This is true. That we know them. That's all they've done.
Yeah.
Just variant covers.
You forget, Steven, we're doing a show too.
Roland
Anyway.
has to play the host. We're not just sitting around a table having drinks.
You're not supposed to tell on me.
But I wanted to make sure that whenever she broke in, that she knew how to tell a story. I wanted her to learn the right way.
Yeah.
At least the way I see it, And I don't hold anything against any of those other guys. If they can make a living doing that, that's fine. But to me, that's not comics.
Right. Yeah.
This is art.
Hey, hey, Agent Cub says, how many Sonic issues did you do?
A lot.
17 years worth. However many. Now I wasn't.
He did Sonic, and he did Sonic X, and then he did some Sonic Boom.
Yeah,
So Lily, how many Sonic comics did Steven draw?
I couldn't tell you.
I didn't draw successive.
Yeah,
issues.
he wasn't like
I was part
every
of a
single
rotating
one.
team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At least well over 100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
200-300 maybe. I don't know. It's way on up there. I don't even have all of them. I think I probably drew more Sonic comics than I drew of any Marvel. Just for the amount of time that I was, there.
Well, I remember a conversation with you. Oh, this goes back several years, and you say, "Hey, man, I know my career has made a turn because now when I go to conventions, you told me you said more people ask me about Sonic than about any of the Marvel work I did."
Yeah,
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, nowadays it depends on where I go.
Yeah, it depends on the
Some
area.
places I'm like, okay, I'm in a Sonic area here because that's all I get, and then other places that all it is Scarlet Spider and Spider-Man.
So does it also maybe depend on how old the convention goers are?
Oh yeah.
Most people who love the Sonic stuff are my age or a little bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't even know that I drew Spider-Man. Don't care. You know, their wheelhouse.
I just like that you identify a place by, is this a Sonic area?
Yeah.
And you can never guess. So you can never guess before you go. So you always want to bring enough to like sell it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you never can guess what's going to sell.
You just never know. I'll make tons of copies of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing that I did because that's what sold at the last show. And then you come to this show and it's like, I don't sell anything. And like they want this one Doctor Strange that I did. Then I'm like, I don't have any more, but just like 2 copies, and they sell out, you know, and then you take it to another one and it's completely different. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. If you have, please let me know the secret.
I think it's impossible.
Yeah.
So A Cub also said the Death Notice cover you did was an homage to Red Sonja.
Oh, I remember that. That was awesome. Yeah, that was so cool. The Frank Thorne, cover. I remember that. So cool. Yeah, he sent me copies of that. So awesome.
Yeah. Mike McCulley said those Lady Death covers are pure works of art. And then Hyper said, I bought some of Steven's Lady Death just because they featured cool homages. I think one was Conan.
I did. It was the Barry Smith.
Well, you started out with them. The first ones that you did were
all the
Universal Monsters.
Well, it was the Marvel monsters of the 70s, like Ghost Rider and Werewolf Bride and Monster Frankenstein, Tomb of Dracula, all that stuff. But it wasn't long before they ran out of those.
Yeah. They keep going, so it just changed to other covers.
Yeah. The next thing I knew, I was doing a Nova something else that real. Basically, I'm drawing Brian's childhood,
right.
But that's totally cool because it's my childhood too.
Yeah.
We've even done like a Hulk one, a Godzilla one.
Yeah.
A lot of different ones.
Yeah.
So as happens, our clock has just zipped right by. What did we not ask that you guys want to say about or I guess I should say, Roberta, Tom, Mike, y'all have a question that we didn't get asked?
No, it was great listening to you guys. I mean, you could tell, you probably know your dynamic has probably changed since the beginning. And now, Lily's the boss now. So,
that's it. Come on, Grandpa, get up these stairs. We got
to be here now. Don't forget, we got to be here. And
that's it. Don't get soup on the pages.
Yeah.
We used to
get asked all the time. He's like, who's your editor? Do you need an editor? This is my rates for an editor. And Daddy would always be like, my wife's my editor.
Yeah.
Man, she'd get so mad at me. I'm always having people wanting me to do something for nothing. Basically, it'll be great exposure. I'm like, I've been in this business 40 years. What are you talking about?
Exposure doesn't fill my kids' bellies.
And she said, do not do anything for charity, Steve. We are your charity.
Exposure at this age means that I need some suntan lotion, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Some block, I guess. Well, so what, Stephen and Lily? What is there anything that you guys want to add that we didn't ask you? Like you're like, why didn't they ask about that?
I think we pretty much covered most of it. I can't really think of.
We have one more show this year. We're doing Cajun Con for the Scott Ennis's show.
Yeah, that's in Gonzales, Louisiana.
Between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. And that's our last show.
What's the date of that?
December the 6th and 7th, I think.
For Harbor Day. All right, so those of you over in Louisiana, go to what is it again?
Cajun Con.
Okay.
Yeah, it's run by Scott Ennis, who did a lot of Scooby-Doo voice work. He's kind of a staple at these southeastern shows, and we've known him for a while. But this is the first time we've done a show with him. So is it 6th and 7th?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So the 6th and 7th, all you over in the Louisiana area. Also, I have dropped the link for the flowering_Lily eBay store. So you guys jump on that. Wherever you're watching us, jump on that and go over there and give them a follow. Put that in your bookmarks or search or whatever you need.
If we got a lot of orders tonight, we'll know who to thank.
There you go. Yeah, you guys go order
Definitely.
and show them, let them know that that you're coming because you saw them on the Silverline stream.
Awesome.
On Tuesday, how comics created the modern mythology. The crew discusses how comic books created universally understood characters that have spread throughout pop culture and beyond. That's a Silverline show on Tuesday. The Wednesday Whammers are going to talk about why do we need superheroes? From ancient times to now, there has been a need for superheroes. Why? That's on Wednesday. Join the Whammers for that. Next week, we're going to be back and we're going to talk about how to set a scene. Readers have to know where the story is taking place so they won't be confused. How can you effectively set a scene so they know who, what, when, and where? That is next week.
That sounds very specific to Roland.
Tom, you're not going to be here next week, are you?
Who?
Oh, what,
did you fire me already?
No, I thought you.
Well.
Or, didn't you say you wouldn't be here on the 23rd?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
There's
I'm
another
glad
Tom.
you're going to. Tommy's still going to be on
The cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So that's it for the news. As they said, guys, get over back our crowdfunder. Agent Cub, yes, Steve Wilhite did the pencils for that. So get over and back that. There's all kind of rewards you can get. I think there's some original art left. John Drury, who did the cover, just told me he was going to make his original cover available, as well as some of the art. To my knowledge, this is the first original art from John Drury that we have ever made available. So pay attention to that. Yeah, we've never had any John Drury art available for our campaign. So any of them. Cool. Yep. So John Drury is only a Twitter guy. I have asked him to come on this stream multiple times, but he's like, I don't think my Twitter can handle it.
What?
Yeah, I keep telling him, hey, put me in touch with your kids so they can help you get online, but he hasn't done that.
It worked for Steven. Right?
Well, that's what I'm actually going to pull that out. I'm actually going to send him the link to this show and let him know that this is what happened. So, yeah, you guys get over there and back that. I can't remember exactly how far away. We're still just a little ways from the goal, though. But there's digitals. If you're like, hey, I can't afford to get original art or physicals. There's digitals for very reasonable prices. Until next time, remember to
make mine.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, everyone. This is Jose Marzan Jr., anchor for Marvel and DC, and make mine Silverline.